What's poppin', y'all? It is your personal trainer Grace here, and me and my boyfriend Walter got COVID. Yesterday, both of us finally felt normal again. Today, we actually are both working out. He's not here, he's working out at the gym. I wasn't gonna work out, but I was like, you know what, fuck it. Let me just do a little bit something, because Sundays, I usually spend my whole day cleaning. I don't wanna have to worry about working out and cleaning and getting ready for the week. So, I'm just gonna work out today. Hopefully, you guys can learn something from this, follow along this workout, because I know a lot of people are getting sick right now, whether it's COVID or not. It sucks getting sick. And this was our first time getting COVID. We literally lasted those whole 2 years without getting it and then ended up getting it. Man, that shit hit us like a truck. I forgot what it was like to be sick. I'm gonna do some legs today and I'll bring you guys along, go over form, sets and reps, kind of like if you're in the same position as me and you want to like ease yourself back into working out, because I've had a couple of clients who got COVID and I didn't see them for like, some of them almost to a month, some just like 2 weeks, and it takes a toll on you. It does, it really does. Because the whole time you're sick, you don't want to do anything, you're just laying in bed. You're not really eating, you're not focusing on hitting your protein, you're sick, right? So when you come back into the gym, you definitely do feel more weak. Unfortunately, you do feel weak, so definitely ease yourself back into it, because you also don't want to go super hard, because your body can't really handle it right away. So yeah, if you guys want to follow along, then keep on watching. This is my home gym. I actually just uploaded a home gym tour, so if you want to watch that, you can go ahead and check it out. I still have phlegm. Definitely still have shortness of breath. Interested to see how the shortness of breath is going to be during the workout. So I'm gonna start with squats, and we're just gonna go light today, or probably just like 2 sets of everything. If you are like a beginner, then maybe just start with 1 set and then go from there. Okay, so I like to hold the distance of the bar, so there's like a little shiny part, right? And then we got like the 2 little lines right here where you can put your pinkies, okay? You can either put your pinkies here. I like to keep my hands a little bit closer together, so I just place my index finger right where it's like shiny and then like grippy. You can do it wherever you want, as long as your hands are both centered, not one too far here, one too close, okay? So you want your hands even so that the bar can sit evenly on your truck. When you grip it, you want to like, you're gonna put the bar right here in your arm, or in your hand, and then wrap your fingers around. So you want to have like a nice tight grip on the bar, okay? And you're gonna come under, put that right on your traps. You want to retract your shoulders back. Lift it up. Take a couple steps. When you take a couple steps, try not to take too many steps back. So you want to just take like 2 or 3 steps back, okay? Get into your form, whatever distance is comfortable for you. When it comes to the depth of the squat, that is going to be entirely up to you and your body and your hip mobility. A really good tip when trying to figure out how low you can go, I have all my clients do this so I can figure out their depth range, and that's something that you can definitely work on. Like what your depth is now isn't going to be like your final depth range. Does that make sense? Eventually you can obviously get lower and lower. You don't have to go super low. Some people, even if you work on the hip mobility, the way that their bone structure is, they just physically can't. And that's fine. Just do what your body can do, okay? I like to do about shoulder width, a little bit wider than shoulder width. So this would be like a traditional squat, right? Shoulder width. And then I like my toes to be pointed out. So whatever direction your toes go, your knees have to follow. So if my toes are going out, my knees have to come out. If my toes are going straight, my knees have to go straight, okay? You never want your knees to go in, and you don't want them to go the opposite of the direction of your toes. Some people do prefer a little bit wider. Usually people who don't have great hip mobility and great ankle mobility, wider will feel a little bit easier. So you can definitely start out with that and then eventually get closer, or you can even just leave it like that. So you're gonna come all the way down. You're gonna get into an Asian squat, okay? Heels on the floor, feet flat. I learned this from Squat University. If you follow him on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere, he's like a master when it comes to squats. And I always thought you want to keep most of the weight on your heels, but he teaches that like you want to see your foot as a tripod, and so you want to put the pressure on, I'm opening my feet for free. You want to put the pressure evenly on this joint, your pinky joint, and then your heel. So these 3 points is where you should evenly distribute the weight, okay? From the side, see how my butt is rounding right here? This is too low. Even though I can get this low with my feet flat, I'm rounding my low back. We don't want that. That's gonna cause injuries. We don't want that, okay? So you wanna get into this form as low as you can go with your feet flat. And then you're gonna come up to where that roundness goes away. So wherever that is, mine's like right here, right? The roundness goes away. So this is how low I can squat. That's just a quick tip to help find your squat depth. All right, so let's go ahead and add some weight on this bitch. Also, since this is my home, I choose not to work out with shoes. It's truthfully so much more comfortable and so much more natural to work out barefoot, but they do make shoes that kind of mimic a barefoot. I'll try to find that and link it down below. I've actually been wanting to buy some. I've been recently seeing, actually from the Squat University guy, that lifting with Converse and Vans, even though they're flat, they squish your toes together and it squeezes and narrows your toes, which doesn't allow them to be like in its natural state. Because the wider your feet are, the more stable it is. The narrower it is, the more it can move around like that. All right, so I put a 25-pound plate on each side, so now the bar is 95 pounds. I think I'm gonna stay with this weight. I usually can do about 135, so 45 on each side, but right now I'm gonna stick with this weight. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12 reps. Let's get it. For the warm-up, I already did it off camera before I decided I was gonna record this workout. So all I do for warm-up is very, very simple. I'll do 20 body weight squats, and then I'll do hip swings. Pretty much what that is when you swing your legs, okay, like that. And what that's gonna do is warm up your hips and open your hips so that when you go to squat, you don't get any like tightness right here. And you're just opening everything up, warming your muscles up, warming your joints. Okay, so what I do is 10 forward and backwards, both legs, and then I'll turn and then I'll go to the side. So I'll bring my leg and I'll swing it to the front and twist my hip and stretch the glute and then open the hips. So it's like, oh shit, that one's hard to do if you're not holding on to something. Okay, and I'll do 10, and then I'll do 10. That's all I really do for warm-up. That's enough for me. Honestly, I could do more. I could repeat that like maybe 3 times. So the 20 bodyweight squats, and then the 40 hip swings, and repeat that. Do 3 rounds of that, and that'd be perfect because it's good for your hips. It opens your hips, and it warms up the legs with the squats. And it stretches the glutes too. But don't rush your warm-up. And if you are doing a warm-up, include that one. That one is very simple, very quick, very effective. All right, guys, so next we are going to do hip thrusts. This movement is the best. If you haven't already seen these before, this is the best for the glute. Literally a glute isolated workout, targets nothing but the glutes, a little bit of hamstrings, a little bit of quads, depending how your feet placement is. When you do these, you wanna make sure you have a bench. I prefer a 12-inch bench. Usually a great height ranges from 12 to 16 inches. I want to say like typical gym benches are 16 inches. That's like what, 4 inches higher, so like right here. I think it's like that. I think that one's about 16 inches, more or less. I prefer a little bit shorter, so 12 inches. I feel like that hits perfectly with my butt on the floor and my shoulder blades digging into the bench. And then you're gonna walk your feet back. So when you get up in the hip thrust, you want to have a 90-degree angle at your knee, okay? And you want your ankle to be directly under your kneecap, okay? Look forward, chin tucked. You can keep your hands here, but you're gonna eventually put them on the barbell or use a dumbbell. And you're gonna come up and you're gonna push just through your heels. And you're gonna drive your hips up and really tuck your hips, okay? So you're not coming like this. Keeping your chin tucked is gonna keep you from bringing your chest up. You wanna keep everything kind of rounded. The opposite of what you're usually taught. Usually you want your chest up. This one you wanna kind of like round in, keep your chin tucked, okay? Because doing so is going to help you tuck your hips. And by tucking your hips, you're contracting your glutes. So you're gonna come up, tuck, and really squeeze. This part should be pretty flat, okay? So this is what you want. This is what you want to look like at the top. You don't want this, because then you're gonna hyperextend. See, if you could feel my back right now, my back muscles are so hard because they're being activated. But when I do this, it gets soft. So I turn off the muscles. You're gonna have the bar, come up. So you want your feet placement. See how my knees are directly over my ankles? You don't want it like this. Then it's gonna be too much of the hamstrings. And then if you bring it back too much, it's gonna be too much of your quads, okay? So you want it to be 90-degree angle right in here. Boom. Touch the floor. Boom. Touch the floor. I'm gonna start with 95 pounds. So 25 pounds on each side. The bar is 45. Always make sure the bar is centered. You don't want the bar too far to one side because then when you pick it up, it's gonna be uneven and you'll be able to notice for sure. So when you do it without the bar versus with the bar, it does feel a little bit different, especially if it's your first time. What I like to do is do like a seesaw motion. So when I come up, I'm pushing the bar down a little bit, kind of like onto my thighs. And by doing that, by pushing down, I'm able to kind of like round up here, fully extend my hips up and contract my glutes. So it looks like this, chin tucked, feet shoulder width apart, not too forward, not too far back. So I come up, roll forward, tuck, come down, tuck. And then when I come down, I kind of bring the bar back to where it is right now. So forward, back down, forward, back down. I'm gonna do about 10 reps, and we're gonna add some weight. I'm gonna add 25 to each side, which will equal to 145 pounds. I'm gonna be honest, you guys, this weight is my warm-up. So this is very light for me. I can usually do about 315, ripping it out for like 15 reps. Definitely not today. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty light, so I might add, depending on how this feels, I might add a 25 on each side. Again, so that'll be 195. When you're doing an exercise that requires a decent amount of load, you don't want to just go straight into your highest weight that you can do. You gotta slowly work up to it during that set. I'm not saying over time. Well, obviously over time you have to work up to even get there. But say, how I normally do 315 pounds for like 15 reps, right? I wouldn't go straight into 315. I would slowly do like a plate, so that would be 45 on each side, so that would be 135. And then I would do 2 plates, so that would be 2 45s on each side. That would be 215. And then I would do 3 plates. 3 plates is 315. So I would slowly work up to it, to 5 to 10 reps per warm-up set. So for instance, we just did the 95 pounds together. We did 10 reps, right? So now I'm adding more weight, so I'm gonna do 5 reps. By the time I do both of those warm-up sets, I'm gonna be already at my working set weight. So I don't have to do any more warm-ups. But if I were gonna go higher, I would do 10 reps, which is the 25s, 5 reps with the 2 25s, and then maybe like 3 reps with more weight until I get to my working weight. So like 3 reps, and then maybe 2 reps, and then 1 rep, and then go into my working weight, depending how heavy I'm gonna go. But usually I'll do like 2 to 3 warm-up sets. So I'm only gonna do 5 reps because this is still my warm-up, so just 5 reps. Make sure you're centered. All right, let's add some more weight. If you're a beginner, I know this probably looks like a lot of weight. Well, not probably, it is a lot of weight, pretty much 200 pounds. Never compare yourself to somebody else's journey, because I didn't start here. I started with 25, I remember exactly, oh my God. I used to use an exercise ball, those big inflatable exercise ball. That was my little bench. I don't know why. I was leaning up against that. I had a little 25-pound dumbbell. My form was definitely trash, 100%. It was bad. But I didn't care. I didn't care at all, you know? Like, I was just excited to be doing it and excited to, like, just be exercising, you know? But I literally had my little 25-pound dumbbell, busting them out. Definitely wasn't doing it right. My point being is don't get discouraged by somebody else's journey. Everybody starts somewhere. I did not even envision myself getting to where I am right now because I didn't know it was possible. Look at where you're at, accept where you're at, and just start building from there. That's all you can really do. This is my first working set at this weight, okay? We're gonna do 2 sets of 12 again. Let's do this. I feel like I'm gonna get questions about this outfit. This outfit is from Lacey Fit. I'll put her Instagram right here. She actually just sent me this cute ass set. Literally just got it yesterday. But it's got a cute little like V shape waistline and then the scrunch butt. It's like an elastic scrunch butt. This is very cute. And then this very strappy top. I love super strappy. The material is actually really nice. It's very stretchy. These are a little bit big because she was sold out of extra small, so I ended up getting a small on the bottom, extra small on the top. I also think because of COVID, I was not eating nearly enough. I definitely lost some weight. It's okay, it'll motivate me to get it back. All right, so we're gonna do Bulgarian split squats. I like to use my handy dandy hip thruster for Bulgarians. The reason is because this cushion is so soft, it feels great on my feet. If you saw my home gym tour, this is how I do Bulgarians. I put that little box to elevate myself so that that feels a little bit lower. Because if I were to just do it on the platform, this would feel way too high. So if I elevate myself, it feels like at a perfect height for me. These are amazing for your quads and for your glutes. If you're at the gym and you're doing it against a bench, the gyms will usually have like something. They'll have something that you can step on. Those little plyo block boxes, those aerobic step up thingies, the aerobic steps. Or you can even use weights, the plates. Be creative. You can do it. Step out of your comfort zone. You think that's 12 inches? Oh my God, it is. 12 inches. 12-inch height is perfect. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, if you're a beginner, you might have to do exercises to build the strength to even do these because these are extremely difficult. I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty fucking hard, especially as a beginner. If you can't do these, you can do alternating lunges like this. Okay, and you can do 20 total, so 10 on each leg. You can do that to build up the strength, 2 or 3 sets. And once you feel confident with that, then you can move onto these. You're gonna do is pick up 1 foot, okay? Balance yourself on 1 foot. Push your hips back. Did you see that? Did you see that? Back, okay? Don't go like this. Back. Keep your back straight, okay? And then place your foot on your box, block, bench, whatever, okay? Keeping your hips back. All of the weight is in this leg. I'm not putting weight on this leg. This is like a single leg movement. This is just resting there because what else are you gonna do with it? You're gonna rest it. Only working this leg. I already feel this glute on fire just from standing like this. The way I'm doing it is activating the glute. Let me show you this leg actually. This leg will probably be easier for you to see, okay? So lift your leg up, place your foot. You can either place your foot like that so it's flat, or you could put it so that your toe is like that. Whichever one, up to you, personal preference. When you push your hips back like this, you target more of the glutes. When you keep your chest up like this, you're gonna target more quads. I like to do like slightly forward, but not too much forward, so that it's both my quads and my butt. Right, hips back, down, boom. Down, boom, okay? And go as low as you can go. If you're doing this as a beginner, probably not gonna be able to go that low. That's fine. You can work on your depth later. Right now, you just wanna focus on your form and build up the strength to even do this exercise. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12 reps again. Oh, it also helps if you look down because you gotta keep your chest forward if you do that. other leg. Let's go. One more set. The amount of time that you rest in between sets is gonna vary on you and the intensity of the exercise and your goal of the exercise, but average about 1 to 2 minutes. Upper body, I'll do like 30 seconds to 1 minute. Legs, I'll do 2 minutes, or at least until my heart rate goes back down. Not completely down, but not like gonna explode, which is around 2 minutes for me. Last set, we got this. We got this, we got this. Last exercise we're gonna do is Romanian deadlifts with dumbbells. You can do it with a barbell or dumbbells, kettlebell, whatever your heart desires. A lot of my clients prefer barbells, I prefer dumbbells, but it's up to you. They both work fantastic. I would just say the main difference is that with a barbell, it's a lot more strict because it's a bar, right? You can't move your hands much. Dumbbells, you're holding one in each hand, so obviously you have to focus more to keep it even, but I feel like that also gives you more freedom to move around, kind of. With me, when I do it with the barbell, I feel it more in my hamstrings. I prefer dumbbells. When you do Romanian deadlifts, this is probably the most difficult movement to master, especially if you're a beginner. Knowing the difference between pushing your hips back and bending at your low back, your body isn't familiar with. There's 2 ways you can practice this to kind of push your hips back. So pretty much what it's gonna look like, say I have the dumbbells. So you want your feet pretty close together, and then, can't see my toes, but toes pointed out. I'll show you. Feet together, like that, toes out. And then you have your barbell or your dumbbells, and when you push your hips back, you want to keep the weight close to your legs. Okay, so you want to bend your knees slightly, and then push your hips back. And notice how you want to keep your back straight and your spine neutral, so you don't want your head like this, because your spine's going to be all fucked up. Keep your head down. You can even like tuck your chin if you want. Oh yeah, okay, so when you push your hips back, look how far my hips are coming back. So this is what you want it to look like. You don't want to be doing this. This is what a lot of people do as beginners. They don't know how to push their hips back. They feel like they are, but they're really bending right here in this section. So you want to keep your chest up, keep your chin. You can either look down, just look down. I would say to just look down, because naturally you're going to want to look up. Look down, look at your chest, your toes, whatever. Okay, and you're going to push your hips back. And then come back. So when you come back up, don't hyperextend. Don't do this. This has no benefit at all, except for hurt your back. Okay, so what you want to do is always keep a slight bend at your hips and your knees. So hips back, come up, but don't come all the way. Okay, so this is going to keep constant tension on the hamstrings and the glutes. So if you're trying this and you're still not able to get it and you're bending at your low back, what you can do, find a box or a bench. And what you're going to do is stand in front of it with your heels touching it and calves touching it, okay? So what you're going to do is that exact same motion, and you're going to push your hips back, but make sure that your calves do not leave the box. Calves and heels got to be glued to the box, okay? And you can practice with your hands here too, to create the habit of keeping your hands close to your legs, okay? And you're going to push your hips back. Really feel yourself pushing against the box. And this literally forces you to push your hips back versus your low back. Boom. You literally can't mess this up. And last tip is just practice. Keep practicing, because this is probably the most difficult movement to learn. It takes my clients 2 to 3 weeks to actually get it. I actually put a transformation of my client before and after of me teaching her this exercise. And I had her use it with this box. 2 to 3 weeks, 3 times a week doing it. So gotta practice. Last exercise. We're gonna do 2 sets. Probably gonna do 20 reps just because this is really light for me. I'll do it sideways so y'all can see. Usually with the hamstrings, you want to go heavier with less reps, so like 6 to 10 reps. I'm kind of doing the opposite of what I should be doing, just because I really don't like Romanian deadlifts with the barbell. I love them with dumbbells just because I have more freedom to adjust how I need it. Yeah, I probably need like 50-pound dumbbells. Alright guys, that is the end of the workout. I hope you enjoyed. If you follow along or if you want to do it on your own, I'll write the workout that we did in this video in the description so you guys can try it out for yourself. If you guys want access to more workouts like that, definitely head to my website, gainsbygrace.com, and check out my programs. I do have an at-home program to where you only have dumbbells and resistance bands, or a gym program that has workouts that includes a fully equipped gym. So you can definitely go check those out. But if you are interested in more of a one-on-one training, or maybe you're local to me and you want to come train here, then you guys can go ahead and email me or DM me on Instagram. So I'll put everything in the description below so you guys have all my information. If you guys want to see more videos like this, comment down below, let me know. Regardless, I'm probably gonna do more like this. My goal was to teach you guys something with this video, so cross my fingers that you guys learned something. I will see y'all in my next one.